Officially start with welcoming everybody. A very good afternoon to those of you who are joining us from India, and a very good late morning for those who are joining us from Europe. My name is Samrat Kumar. I'm the country representative for Euraxis here in India, and it's a big honor together with CSIR and the EU delegation to bring you today's event on the Marie Skłodowska-Curie Staff Exchanges Call 2025. What we're going to today is to explain you what this call is about, how you can participate as an institution, as a researcher. We are very happy that we are having a co-funding partnership launched with CSIR last year, which allows CSIR scientists and CSIR technical and administrative staff to participate in this call with the co-funding mechanisms, which also our colleagues from CSIR will explain you. We also have colleagues here from the EU delegation, from the European Commission, who will guide you also through the different aspects and modalities of the 2025 Staff Exchanges Call. So it's going to be a very informative webinar. In addition to that, we have also invited presenters, speakers from different institutions based in India at CSIR labs, but also from European countries to give a pitch about their project idea or expertise offer. So this is actually an opportunity today also for networking. So those of you who are joining live here have the opportunity to exchange contacts, to kind of build a kind of networking momentum today through the chat function. You will be able, to type into the chat and exchange contacts, or maybe also if you are interested to, you have already an idea for a proposal and you were not able to send us the presentation in time for making a pitch. We will see if we have at the end of the session still some time left over. We will kindly invite you also to contact us via the chat to make a short presentation. If time permits, we will allow, I think, 2 to 3 additional presentations to be presented here during the webinar. We also invite you to use the Q&A function for writing your questions, which we will try to answer with our expert speakers. Use the chat, please, only for the networking purpose, and the Q&A for specific questions you have towards the call, towards the guidelines, to the modalities which our presenters will explain to you today. We're also going to record this webinar and share the presentations with all of you. So just take a deep breath, don't worry, you will get all this information after today's webinar into your inbox. Now, without further delay, it is a great honor for me to welcome Dr. Ramaswamy Bansal, who is the head of the International ST Affair Directions at CSIR, Government of India. Very good afternoon, Dr. Rama. Thank you so much for being part of today's event, and we would like you to give the opening remarks to the audience. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Samrat, for this opportunity and also for setting the stage. Dear dignitaries and all the participants, very good day to each one of you. And I'm delighted to welcome you all to this important networking and brokerage event for the EU's MSCA Staff Exchanges Call 2025, co-funded by CSIR India. I'm happy to share that in August last year, CSIR entered into a landmark co-funding partnership for the European Union's Marie Skłodowska-Curie Actions, in brief, MSCA Staff Exchanges, which is part of the Horizon Europe program. This initiative aims to facilitate staff exchanges between CSIR India and the Europe, essentially to promote knowledge transfer, drive innovation, and generate meaningful institutional impact. It seeks to lay the foundation for strategic research and innovation collaborations between CSIR and the stakeholders in the European Union member states, as also with the Horizon Europe associated countries. This co-funding mechanism provides for participation of CSIR in the annual EU MSCA SE calls for 2024 to 2027. Many of you would know that the first CSIR EU MSCA SE call for proposals was announced last year in 2024, against which we have received 7 collaborative proposals from CSIR scientists representing 6 CSIR institutes involving research partners from over 27 countries and covering many vital areas including aerospace, marine robotics, food S&T, AI and transportation systems, microalgal-based nutraceuticals, and cancer research. While the evaluation of this proposal is still going on, EU and CSR have decided to announce the second call, and it was announced earlier this month and in March by the EU. Our meeting today will give you a brief about the calls that has been announced, the various modalities, and will network the potential partners. We deeply appreciate the support being extended to CSIR by the EU MASCA team, by EuraAccess and the EU delegation to India for enabling and promoting this joint initiative, which we extremely value. To conclude, let's build on the strong foundation and embrace the new opportunities with the spirit of collaboration and shared growth. Thank you everyone for joining today. And I encourage all of you to make use of this opportunity and develop partnership to address some of the global challenges that the whole world is facing today. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Dr. Rama, for this very kind and inspiring opening remarks. You already mentioned we started this partnership in 2024 with already 7 proposals, joint proposals being submitted by CSIR scientists and European partners, and we are very hopeful that also for the 2025 call, we will have a lot of interesting proposals coming together. And this webinar today is actually to build that momentum and provide that platform to get started. And I'm also very happy to have Dr. Vivek Dham here with us from the EU delegation, who has also been kind of one of the driving forces of this co-funding partnership together with Dr. Rama and Dr. Mohit. Vivek, a very good afternoon to you, and kindly also give a few remarks to the audience for today. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much, Samrat. I welcome you all. Your participation means a lot to us from Europe as well as from India, because at the end of the day, you are the main stakeholders, the researchers, the entire community from Europe and India to facilitate and to implement this particular co-funding, because you are the one who are the beneficiaries of this call. So I will be very brief, but I just wanted to give you a recent development, because EU-India has a strategic partnership. Recently, in the month of February, we have a presidential and the EU college visit where the research and innovation cooperation has been widely discussed and has been agreed to take another level of cooperation. So we will have some calls on hydrogen, that is waste to renewable hydrogen, and marine pollution. We expect that these calls will be announced soon in the month of May. We will come back through your access with all the details about these call modalities. These are the joint calls and quite heavily funded. Significant funding is committed from both the sides, from European and Indian side. So that will be another opportunity for collaboration. Being said, a strategic partnership, what I also want to convey that the networks between the Europe and India are fundamentals of our cooperation, because without this scientific networks, the cooperation will not flourish, will not grow. And that is why the CSIR had come up with this agreement of co-funding for a staff exchange, which is exclusively limited to the CSIR scientists. But we also saw that there are quite a number of Indian universities, institutions which are non-CSIR also competing for this call, and they are highly encouraged. I think Dora, my colleague from Commission, will also give you some ideas on exceptional basis funding is also available, or sometimes the people are participating on their own funding, and she will explain why the own funding or exceptional funding could be also enabler for your universities, which will also benefit for your collaboration. Before I end my brief speech, I just want to give a two key messages. The first thing, this is not a mobility program. The staff exchange is not a mobility program. This is a collaborative research program where the mobility of researchers are funded. Okay, so this has to be very clearly taken. This is not for a conference or summer school, or this is a collaborative research, and we normally support collaborative research by establishing expert networks between Europe and India. So this is point number one. The second thing, what we come across all the time, difficulties or the queries, that how do I find a partners? So basically, this is a major challenge if you are not aware of, or you are not used to the international collaborations. But most of the time, people who had already a bilateral collaborations are migrating to a multilateral European collaboration. So we always advise the people that make sure your existing networks get benefited from this particular scheme. So what we also encourage people that make your activities, your research more visible in Europe, as well as we are also encouraging Europeans to find out about the Indian research community. So CSIR had made an excellent portal where all the informations are quite available, quite transparent way, as well as the thematic areas are also quite explicitly mentioned. So I will not go into the details, but as we had started this program last year, we are very happy with the existing number of submissions. We expect that more people will come into the ambit of EU-Indian cooperation, and we are here to support you. And we want the stronger ties between the Europes and India to flourish in coming years and months. So wish you all the best, and I hand over to Samrat for more details. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Vivekji, for highlighting the the rationale behind this partnership, but also emphasizing that it is not a mobility program, but it's really about collaborative research action, research projects, and it has a multilateral aspect. And we are really very eager to see more of that partnership happening. And especially, we're also hoping that today there will be a momentum for strong networking, but also for finding each other's, interest and trying to establish maybe a consortium, or like start the discussions about forming a consortium, because finding a partner is the very crucial thing here, especially for both sides, for the Indian side, but also for the European, to find Indian partners who would be willing to join a proposal for the call. But now I think it's really time to give the floor to our expert speakers today from the European Commission. It is a great pleasure for me to welcome Dora Sifra. She's a policy officer at the MSCA unit at the DG for Education, Youth, Sports and Culture at the European Commission, based in Brussels, together with her colleague Nancy Jokotto Pomenea, who is a project advisor at the European Research Executive Agency. Both will today guide you now through the 2025 call, the different aspects of eligibility, the content of the call, and the context as well. And so without further delay, I would like to welcome Dora. I think, Dora, you will make the start of the presentation, right?
Yes, indeed. Indeed.
Okay. So let me just make let me just open your slides so that we can start with the. Okay, is it visible?
Yes, if
Okay,
you can
I will
make
make
it
it.
full
Yeah, is it?
screen.
Yeah.
Yes,
Okay.
yes, at least I can I can see it. So thank you very much. Welcome everybody. Thank you for the organizers and also for the invitations. We always welcome these opportunities. It's always a great opportunity to go more into details, and especially now in the case of the co-funding scheme, it will be very interesting to see not only the action itself, but I will be also happy to learn more about the co-funding scheme itself. So the idea now is that while I will basically set the context and speak about staff exchanges in a more general way, basically introducing you to this action. My colleague Nancy will give you more details on how to apply, some tricks and tips, and these will be more of some practical information for you to understand where and how to start. Before we dive deeper into the action itself, staff exchanges, I thought it would be important to speak just a little bit about the program itself, MSCA, in order to set the context. So let's see the second slide, please. So just for you to better understand the structures, as you can see, MSCA is under Pillar 1 of Horizon Europe. That is really to promote excellent science, and MSCA has 6.6 billion euros for the period of 2021 and 27. Next, please. So if we want to summarize, let's say, the main goals of MSCA, and I was already very happy that both Vivek and Samrat mentioned that this is not a mobility program. Of course, mobility is part of the action itself and it's functioning, let's say, as a tool, but the MSCA is really to equip researchers with new knowledge and skills through training, and of course mobility is also there, but it's indeed often a very common misconception that this is a mobility program for researchers. You can see the list of the main features of MSCA, but here what I really want to highlight is that MSCA is a fully bottom-up program. And the proposals are allocated in 8 scientific panels, which means that we cover all kind of research areas. And the next, please. Again, just to have an idea, but of course, we will focus on staff exchanges today. MSCA has 5 main actions. So these are doctoral network, the postdoctoral fellowships, co-fund, and MSCA and citizens beside staff exchanges. Next, please. So again, we are still speaking about MSCA. But of course, these details are relevant in the case of staff exchanges as well. First of all, who can participate when it comes to MSCA actions? The participants are either organizations or individuals. And when speaking about organizations, this means that any legal entity, either from the academic or the non-academic sector, can apply. When it comes to individuals, what is important to highlight that any nationality can participate. And just to add as well that, of course, there are different type of countries participating. Obviously, we have the EU member states. We also have Horizon Europe associated third countries with a signed association agreement. And this is basically equal to the status of EU member states. And we also have on the top of these third countries, India falls into this third category. And since it is not eligible for automatic funding, that is why the co-funding scheme, what you will just introduce more in detail, is particularly important to boost India's participation. But again, more on this later. Now let's see on the next slide the main features of staff exchanges. So looking more specifically at this action, its main objective is basically to promote international, intersectoral, and interdisciplinary mobility of research and innovation staff through so-called secondments. So if we have to give a short definition of the action, this would be it. And the goal here is really to strengthen knowledge transfer between the participating organization and to include both the academic and non-academic sector with a very strong focus on the latter, including SMEs. So what I have to add here is that one of the main features of staff exchanges is the relatively high number of participants that are coming from the private sector. What we also like to highlight that staff exchanges is the most international action under MSCA, and therefore it is really to encourage not only European participants but other potential applicants from all over the world, basically. Next, please. So here you can see a summary of the action, and we will go more into detail now. So what you have to know is that the maximum duration of this project is 4 years. Who can apply when it comes to organizations? So staff exchanges are open to international consortia of universities, research institutions, businesses, and other non-academic organizations. But, and here come the specific rules, at least 3 organizations in 3 different countries, 2 of which need to be located in a different EU member state or Horizon Europe associated country, but only legal entities that are established in an EU member state or associated countries can be beneficiaries. And again, this will be an important information when discussing the co-funding scheme later today. So if all participating organizations are from the same sector, so let's say all of them are universities, all of them are from the academic sphere, at least one must be from a non-associated third country. Again, an important element that secondments within EU member states or Horizon Europe associated countries must be between different sectors. So again, between academia and non-academic sector, except for interdisciplinary secondments, which must be limited to a maximum of 1/3 of the total months spent under the action. This might sound a bit complicated. In fact, we are thinking now on how to, let's say, simplify this for future calls and make the action even more flexible. And again, individual secondment must always be between different countries. When it comes to individual staff members, what is important here is the staff members are selected by their sending organizations, and these secondments can take up to 12 months maximum. Who can be eligible when it comes to staff members? The specialty of this action is that secondments are open to any type of staff contributing to research and innovation activities. So not only researchers, but we can think of, let's say, administrative staff, managerial, or even technical staff. But they must be actively engaged in research and innovation activities in their sending institution. And after the period of secondment, the seconded staff should return to their sending institutions, and this is the idea here is really to maximize the impact of the exchange. you can see that the current call, what we are discussing today, so the 2025 call is open and will close on the 8th of October. And the budget of the current call is 97.7 million euros. For the unit costs, let's see the next slide. Thank you. So as you can see, there are two types of contributions. First, we have a top-up allowance that contributes to travel, accommodation, and subsistence cost of seconded staff member, which is on the top of their salary, and this is a very important element. And the salary is paid by the sending organization. In the meantime, the institutions could receive also two types of unit cost. The first one is for research, training, and networking activities that contribute directly to the researcher's career development. So what could be this, just to better understand? For example, participating in conferences could be a good example, or covering trips that are related to the project itself, training, language courses, visa-related fees that could be particularly interesting in the case of Indian participants. While we also have the management and indirect contribution, and these should cover the beneficiaries' additional costs in connection with the action. So these could be personal costs for project management or the coordination of the project, or other type of indirect costs. Next, please. So I will stop there, and as I said, I will give the floor to Nancy, who will tell you more about the technicalities on how to apply. What I want to mention in the meantime, that we have a new LinkedIn account where we regularly share useful information about MSCA activities. So I really encourage you to follow us on LinkedIn and also subscribe to our newsletter. Those who were already part of the, let's say, big MSCA family, they might know that we used to have a Facebook and X account to share information. These are now closed, and we moved to LinkedIn. So whenever you need updates on calls and MSCA in general, this could be a useful platform for you. So thank you very much for your attention.
Hello, everyone. Can you hear me?
Yes, Nancy. Hi.
Just, I'm not sure that you see my presentation. Can you see it or not?
We can see your screen. So I think you just have to put it in full screen mode.
Just one second. Comment on fait ce truc? Okay, just one second. Huh?
Yeah, of course. No
Yeah.
issues.
I think if I do this, so full screen, huh? Do you see something now?
It's totally blank right now.
Share. Is it fine now?
It's still blank.
And now?
Now we can see it. Yeah, great.
Oh, great. Thanks. So, welcome. Thanks for welcoming me. I'm Nancy Jokoto-Pomenya. I'm very glad to be here today because before I used to work on the Africa-EU partnership before to join the European Research Executive Agency. And I think the staff exchange is really at the heart of the soul of the European Union, which is really to favor cognitive diversity and exchanges. So today I'm going to focus more on the pragmatical side of the program, as Dora said. But before that, I wanted to tell you that, so I will first look at the main features, and I will really focus on the proposal submission and evaluation. So first of all, I'd like to start by this statement of Masslow's hierarchy action, which is saying that nothing in life is to be feared, it is only to be understood. So I'm very glad that this program is actually favoring partnership and research and innovation. So very briefly, this program, as Dora said, is really worldwide. It favors business participation by transforming research into innovation and services and products. And we have a significant share of all patents in MSCA actions. On top of it, I strongly encourage you to apply because we have a good success rate between 20 and 40%, depending on the discipline and on the year. So I want to emphasize again that the entities that can participate are either from the academic sector or from the non-academic sector. So if you want to apply to the call that is currently open, you have to have a minimum of 3 legal entities in 3 different countries, 2 of which in a different EU member state or Horizon Europe associated country. So as you can see, if all the 3 entities are European, one should be from a different sector. So for instance, 2 universities and 1 company or the other way around. So if one of the entity is located outside Europe or outside Horizon Europe associated country, they can all be from the same sector. So again, in terms of eligibility of staff, I think it's great to repeat it briefly that it's quite, flexible because first of all, it can be any type of staff involved in research and innovation, from researchers, administrative staff to managerial staff and technical. Researchers can be at any stage of their career and they need to be engaged at least 1 month prior to be sent on secondment. Last but not least, so when they are sent, they need to do a secondment between 1 and 12 months, but it's quite flexible because you can do it in several stages. You can split your secondment. One of the conditions is that they have to do it full time and that they have to return to their sending organization. So I'm not gonna go too much into that because I don't want to use too much of your time. I think it was already said by Dora. And now I will focus on the pragmatic side, which is how to get funding, which I think might be interesting for you. So first of all, this presentation is very timely because we just had the call opening for 25 on 27th March, and this call will close on the 8th of October 25. The budget, I think it has been updated now. It's 97.7 million. So in terms of timeline, what is happening? In terms of timeline, the call was launched on the 27th of March, and you have a deadline of 8th October to apply. Then you will be notified the results if you are successful, which I have no doubt. On the early 26th, grant agreement will be foreseen on June 26th, and first EU-funded projects will start on November 26th. Then, in terms of key changes, there's an increase of budget. So now it's 27.7, as I was saying. The unit cost has been increased to 5,010 euro. The staff allowance has increased to 2,710 because of the inflation mostly. Switzerland is back as a beneficiary, and there is no letter of commitment needed anymore to simplify the administrative process. In terms of key documents, you can find them on the EU funding and tender portal. And the most important ones are the MSCA work program and annexes and all proposal templates. Then you also have a section with frequently asked questions where you can find responses to your queries. In terms of very pragmatic way of approaching the application to the call, so you go to the website on the funding and tender portal and you will look for your call. You have to type MSCA Exchanges 25 and you type this, you will find the call. Then you go on conditions and documents. And here you will be able to start the submission to access the electronic submission service. You will have to click, you will have to click on the submission button next to the type of action and type of model agreement. Okay. And then I want to show you this slide as well, because I think it can help you to draft your proposal. These are the criteria on which your proposal will be evaluated. So there will be 3 criteria: excellence, impact, quality, and efficiency of the implementation. Excellence is the most important criteria, and it will represent 50% of your grade. So we will assess the research and innovation objectives, the soundness of the proposed methodology, as well as the interaction between participating organizations. Then, for 30% of your grade, the impact of your proposal will be assessed. So here we will look more at the research collaborations and the transfer of knowledge, as well as the research and innovation potential of your grant. An important point of this program, as it was said before, is that it goes beyond mobility, and therefore the career perspectives for staff members involved in the program will be also analyzed by the evaluation experts, and as well how the expected outcomes and impact will be, sustainable and able to be measured. And we will also assess the scientific, societal, and economic impacts. And last but not least, the implementation also matters, because if you have great ideas but the implementation is weak, it's not going to work. Therefore, you will have to make a very sound work plan and to explain how you want to achieve the objectives by explaining the risk, how you're going to mitigate the risk, which hosting arrangements you foresee, and which role each participant will have in the project and which expertise. So this will represent 20%. And then in terms of how to find partners, which is an important point, you have different possibilities to find your partners. So you can attend networking events, conferences, and workshops, which I think most of you are already doing. You can use your former or current collaborations to apply together. You can create synergies with some existing projects, for instance, in joint undertakings. You can also go to the funding and tender portal. You have the MSCA matchmaking platform, European Enterprise Network, and of course, your national contact point that can be of great help. So if you go in the EU and funding tender portal, you see here you have a box and you just go to partner search, and here you can go and look for your partner. Then few tips and tricks on how to be successful. So first of all, closely follow the call requirements to be eligible. You have to highlight the EU and international dimension of your proposal and the sustainability of the collaboration, to follow available guidelines, and always try to get a second opinion and have someone to review your grant, like a peer, who could have a second look, and to contact your NCP. Now, in terms of synergies with other grants, that is possible, but we just, of course, quite logically, want to avoid double funding. So if there is the MSCA Staff Exchange project, the costs covered, which are travel, accommodation, subsistence, management costs related to the Staff Exchange project, should not be covered by the other grant. And that is it for me. I hope it was useful, and that's it. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you so much, Nancy, and of course, thank you so much, Dora. I hope you have the possibility to stay with us on for the Q&A session. which we will have after Dr. Rama and Dr. Mohit's presentation on the co-funding mechanism. I think that would be very helpful to have you here because I think there are some things our attendees would like to know, maybe. I think your presentations kind of covered it very well. Especially, I think the part, Nancy, which you highlighted about how to find partners, like this is, I think, the most pressing questions our scientists from India often have. Which are the platforms to look for partners? And you already mentioned the different tools on the funding and tender portal, but also how to use your own network to look for potential partners, I think is very important here. So now, without further delay, I would like to welcome again the team from the CSIR headquarters, Dr. Rama Swami Bansal and Dr. Anand Mohit, who will now give us an overview about the modalities of the co-funding partnership here, especially now for CSIR scientists who are joining us. Thank you so much, Dr. Rama, Dr. Mohit.
Sound along with the video, but it's request for permission. So in case can grant us that permission, we're happy to share that. Samratji?
I'm looking into it. So from my side, there is not there's no
Okay, not a problem.
not a restriction to it. So I'm just looking why it's
Okay,
asking for.
not a problem. So we'll just go ahead with the presentation.
Okay. Okay. Sorry for that.
So not a problem. Can you see our screen?
Yes. Perfect.
Thank you. Uh, Thank you, Samratji, and thank you for this opportunity. So, uh, we would be presenting the modalities of the CSIR and EU co-funding partnership for MSCA Staff Exchange. And uh, this has CSIR and EU have not, this is not new, but we have been partnering with our European counterparts through FP7 and Horizon 2020 calls, and even prior to that. This slide basically gives you a summary of our engagements with our EU partners since 2015, 2016. And various developments like the solar powered electric boat or the ecobotics.c marine robotics have been developed through our partnership with the EU counterparts. Last year, as everyone knows, we entered into this co-funding partnership with Horizon EU, and the terms were exchanged on 27th August, and we would top select successful proposals from CSIR staff in the MSCA Staff Exchange projects, and support our secondments of CSIR staff to Europe for research and knowledge exchange. Broadly, as already mentioned, in the first call, we had received the first call that was launched in September last year. We received seven labs with partners from around 27 countries in various areas covering from aerospace to ocean science. So many of the research domains. So this gives you an idea of the wide scope of this call. All areas are available for that are available for research in CSIR are available for partnership with their EU counterparts through this program. So uh, in line the CSIR EU co-funding partnership, the modalities, CF modalities, are in with the India EU agreement on S&T cooperation and a roadmap to 2020. Our colleagues, Ms. Dora and Ms. Nancy, science and innovation and multilateral cooperation and projects in all research fields. And it is not only restricting to international cooperation restricted to academics, but non-academic organizations as well, including SMEs. So we promote our staff to uh, uh, not only choose your academic partners, but also work with your non-academic partners in these countries to build proposals for this program. So the benefits this slide basically gives you the impact, which has been very clearly articulated and explained by Ms. Dora. So will and also Ms. Nancy. So will not go into this detail. For CSR staff members, there will be enhanced research skills and career prospects, increase innovation and entrepreneurial mindset, and expand international networks and communication capabilities. While the participating organizations will have strengthened collaborative networks and capacities. The terms and specific modalities of our CFM for staff, MSCA staff, MSCA staff exchange projects. Uh, and we would encourage scientists and staff from the EU member states and associated countries to visit CSIR institutes. The Basically, CSR will fund only the permanent CSR employees under this program. The secondments from CSR side to EU and associate countries can last to up to 45 days per calendar year, and maximum 3 visits per staff per institute for the whole project duration is allowed. Similarly, for the incoming secondments, CSR Institute will host the European Consortium partner, SNT staff, and each visit for them can last up to 60 days per entity per calendar year. And as initially highlighted by Dr. Vivek, it is not only for the mobility, but it is targeted research oriented mobility and research cooperation proposals. And they can be built upon your existing projects, wherein you need to showcase or build some capacity in particular area with your EU counterpart. So a proposal could be submitted on that topic. Or if you would like to develop some new collaboration, so this is a very good platform to build on new networks and explore new collaboration opportunities in targeted area of research. Uh, uh, the second call, as everyone knows now, was announced with the deadline of 8th October on the EU side. And on the CSR side, the deadline is 17th October. This is specifically kept so because the complete proposal in all aspects submitted on the Horizon Europe portal will need to be submitted to CSR for us to evaluate the proposal based on the priorities of CSIR. What we would cover the travel, the round trip travel. Uh, uh, the workplace will be provided by the host institution. Uh, this is not for workshop or conferences or any international events, so registration fee will not be covered through this program. The local expenses, the daily allowances and out-of-pocket expenses and accommodation as per CSR norms and GOI guidelines would be provided. In terms of health insurance for the EU researchers, CSR provides for minor ailments only, and they can opt for a fee-based insurance package. And CSR SNT persons are requested to carry a comprehensive health insurance whenever they are visiting under this program, as per CSR guidelines. With this, just giving you the timelines for the second call. The first call is under evaluation stage at present, and the second call was announced on 1st April and will close on 17th of October. And other agreements. CSR scientists partnering in this call will be termed as associated partners in the program and will not sign the EU grants agreement, whereas a consortia agreement would be signed wherein the IP sharing and other modalities would be indicated once the proposal is accepted for grant. Our current broad priority areas of CSR, One Health, AMR, water, manufacturing, are almost the same. And we welcome our EU partners to participate with CSR scientists to build on proposals for working towards global sustainable development. With this, I conclude and would try, in case if you can hear the video of CSIR, please do let me know, Samratji. In case if you cannot, then I'll stop the video in between.
So it's not audible.
It's not audible?
It's not audible. It's visible, but what we could I could suggest, Moichi, also in for the sake of the time of this webinar, that if you could share that video with me as a file, I would be more than happy to share it with the participants as well. That would
Yeah,
give them
we'll do that.
also a visual idea of the great work which is happening at CSIR.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. We'll do
Okay.
that. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Dr. Mohit and Dr. Rama, for providing the context of this co-funding partnership, but also the clear modalities for CSIR scientists, how to participate, and what are the eligibility criteria, and what is funded actually under. And I think there are clear guidelines on your website as well, which the scientists can find. I would now like to open the possibility for some Q&A with the audience, and also invite our presenters, including Dr. Vivek as well, and Dora and Nancy, to please join the Q&A so we can address some questions from the audience.
Yeah, Samrat, I will start. I think I will first address, I will just club two questions to Dora and Nancy. There is a question regarding, is there any database where they can find out the European entities for a partnership? And the second question is related to the threshold. What is the threshold limit for the successful proposal?
Dora, do you want to respond? Or... Okay.
Go ahead, go ahead.
So the first question was about the database, right? So apart from what I presented, I think this is what is available. So the MSCA Brokerage platform. Let me check the slide again because I don't know it by heart. Where is it? Yeah, so there are different platforms. If you want, I can share the presentation after, where you can have all the information and the links where to find your partners. But the most important platform is the MSCA matchmaking platform, where you have all the organizations that you can find. And you also have a European Enterprises Network that I think we can also provide maybe a link or something where you can find partners. And then the second question was about the
About the
threshold.
threshold limit for the successful proposal. What is the maximum score where the proposal will be considered for eligibility
Ah.
for the evaluation?
In fact, it depends of the calls because it depends of the success rate. So if there are few entities applying, you have more chances to be successful. So for instance, for the call that is currently opened, I'm not sure that the number of participants will be as high as the previous one because we had one recently. Therefore, there is a possibility that you will have more chances because the calls are quite close to each other. So the threshold might be not that important. But of course, I'm not sure. But it depends of each call, actually.
Dora, you want to add something?
No, I think Nancy covered
Yeah. Yeah,
basically all.
I will just add regarding the database. There is a website called Cordis. I will share the links with
Yeah.
the
Sure.
chat. There is a website called Cordis, which will be giving you a comprehensive database of all old projects or the Horizon or Horizon 2020 projects are funded. So that is the best place to identify what kind of a project proposals are submitted, abstract, the entities' names are given. Just want to, because a lot of people face the difficulty that where do I find a partner, because of the GDPR regulation, No
Mm.
email addresses are available as such. What Nancy was showing in her presentation, when you open the call exact call website, there is find a partners, there is a tool, but in that you need to register yourself, then
Yeah,
only you will able to connect to the people. So
exactly.
as such, you will not find anywhere either of the any of the European platform any email addresses of the people because of the GDPR regulation. So you need to register
Mhm.
yourself as into the database, find a partner so that you can get the access to the connecting people in Europe. The second point which we also noticed that the threshold limit, I think it was 75, which are able to resubmit the proposal. Dora, can you, because and in the postdoctoral fellowship, there is a certain criteria where you can resubmit the proposal. If you are below the threshold, then you cannot submit immediately. That was for the postdoctoral fellowship, but does it apply for a staff exchange as well?
Um, I'm not sure I understand the question. I don't know. Nancy,
Yeah,
did
I think I
did
understand what you mean. I mean, there is a difference between the threshold to be, eligible for the, I mean, how to say, to be able to reapply, and the threshold to be funded, which is changing.
Yeah,
So the first threshold that you are indicating indeed is around 70%, but I would
yeah,
need to check exactly and to revert to give you the exact information.
yeah. My second set of question to Dr. Rama and Dr. Mohit, there is a request from, I think it is European partners,
Yeah.
whether you will have a specific list of CSIR institutions where they can find a partners. So that is one of the questions which is raised by, I guess, European partner.
Thank you, Vivek. What we are just doing is we are sharing the link and also those documents. So there's a profile of all the CSR institutes, which briefly mentions what are their priority areas.
Yeah. The second question,
That's for
again,
every.
yeah, yeah. So maybe for both, I don't know. It does apply. This is
So
regarding the basic sorry.
the priority area in which you want to work, you define area, and then individual connecting with the individual, we can also support.
Yeah. That's clear. Dora, there is a question regarding 2+1, the basic eligibility criteria, okay, uh, to qualify for a consortium to be apply for a grant. But Indians are participating as an associated partner. In this case, 2+1 will qualify, or they need to have three partners which are going to sign the grant agreement.
No, so India is not an associated partner to for not an associated country for Horizon. Again, I hope I understand the question well. So India is participating as a third country. You remember I mentioned the three categories. Of course, we have the EU member states, we have the Horizon Europe associated countries, and we have third countries like India. What is important, and this is something I want to mention here again, that India is not eligible for automatic funding. So there are several low and middle income countries that are automatically eligible. India is not, and this is where the co-funding scheme, the relevance, the real support and relevance on the co-funding scheme comes into place.
Yeah, so no, Dora, I will be very clear about my question is associated partner, okay, not
Yeah.
associated country. Because the Indians are going to bring their own funding, so they are not going to sign the EU grant agreement. In this case, whether the 2+or 3 criteria where the India is coming as an associated partner, will that fulfill the consortium requirement?
I'm still not quite sure I fully understand. I fully understand the question. I
Okay.
don't know.
So,
Yeah.
yeah. So basically, the Indian entities are not going to sign the grant agreement. So they are generally
That's correct.
participating as an associated partner. But
Yes.
the Horizon rule, which requires minimum three partners, needs to have a signing grant agreement partners. Okay. So in addition to that, you can add more partners into the consortium from
Yes, yes,
European member
yes,
state.
yes.
Yeah.
Yes, sure.
Yeah.
Okay, now I understand. So,
Yes.
indeed, at least three organizations. These should be independent legal entities in three different countries, and two of these countries need to be located either in an EU member state or on a Horizon Europe associated country. But above this minimum, any other legal entities can join either from third countries or from other member states or associated countries. Yes. Okay. Now I got it.
Yeah. So my last question to CSR team again, uh, what is the duration of European scientists to stay in a CSR lab? Maximum duration.
12 months.
Some you are mute, Rama. You are mute.
Sorry, we didn't hear your question. There was a lag in between.
Yeah. So
Can
the
you please?
question is what is the duration of European researchers can stay in CSR lab? What is the maximum duration?
It is 12
CG.
months, I think.
Yeah,
The
it's a 60
second
day.
Yeah,
It's
60
2 months
days from the Indian side.
from the EU side to India.
Yeah. Okay.
yeah, fine. Did you hear what I said? The secondment is
Ye-
between 1 and 12 months.
Yes, but as
Yeah.
per the CSR CFM, uh, um,
Between 1 to 12 months, it is 2 months.
So the government of India allows the foreign researchers to stay in a CSR entity is maximum 2 months. That is what the regulation says
Okay.
from the government of India side. Even though
Okay,
the
it's from
horizon
India.
have
Yeah,
1 to 12 months, so that is why the question was specific. I think I
okay.
will
Hmm.
stop it here. We will share the links and all the details with you, but we continue with the presentation on pitching. That is more important part of this event.
Thank you so
Thank you,
much.
Dora. Yeah, thank you, Nancy. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Vivek, for
Thank
moderating,
you.
and thank you to Dora,
Thank
Nancy,
you.
and the
Bye.
CSIR team. There's still some questions left. If possible, if the speakers can stay on and look into those questions into the Q&A, that would be great. Otherwise, we invite you to send us an email, and we will be trying to help you to direct those questions to the right expert or try to answer them as much as we can. So please, don't worry. We will take every question seriously. But as Vivek said, we have to move on to the next part of this session, which is about presenting some ideas, some project ideas, some expertise offered by scientists, both from the CSIR labs, but also we have a presentation from the UK, from a professor from the UK. So we're hoping that this will also give a better understanding of what the researchers are looking for, which kind of partners. And with this, I would like to invite our first speaker, which is Dr. Saurav Das Chaudhary. I hope he's with us.
Yeah, hello.
Yeah. Hi, Dr.
Yeah,
Saurav. How are you?
yeah, okay, fine.
Thank you
Good
so much for
afternoon.
joining. Yeah.
Yeah,
Are you able to share your slides?
yes, yes,
Yeah,
I'll show. Yeah. Just give me a minute.
of course, of course. In the meantime, I'll just introduce Dr. Saurav Das Chaudhary, is senior scientist from the CSIR Central Glass and Ceramic Research Institute, and he will talk about the time of flight leader with fiber lasers for space applications.
Yes. Good afternoon, everybody. So I I have joined CSIR as a senior scientist very recently, and I saw this email from our institution, and I took an opportunity to just make a flash presentation. So this is not exactly proposal. This is a proposal with the expertise that I and my team here at CSIR can offer in this direction. So now with that, I'll just start. So the topic is time of flight leader with fiber lasers for space applications. So, as we know, leaders are being used for a long time for this ranging applications, and the main laser that is at the helm of this technology is Nd:YAG laser, that is neodymium YAG laser, which is a bulk laser and free space optics based laser. Uh, Recently in literature, I have seen not just literature, in some white papers for various space agencies such as NASA, also European Space Agency, that for some applications, some specific applications, which is space-based ranging or docking, they are shifting from the standard Nd:YAG laser to fiber lasers with similar, or in some cases even, I will say, lesser specifications, but the design is architect in such a way that with those specifications also the target can be achieved, or the target application can be achieved. So in that direction, I started thinking, and my expertise is mainly in pulsed fiber lasers. So I was thinking to replace for future space applications the current Nd:YAG lasers by fiber lasers. And in that, the main advantage of replacing it one laser with another is fiber laser will consume lesser power. It is more efficient. The thermal management is better, and it is a much smaller footprint. It's and lighter weight in one sense. So the main advantage it will give in terms of space applications or airborne applications, it will mainly reduce the overall payload in terms of energy consumption, in terms of weight, and other mechanical modalities also. So in that direction, our CGCRI or our team's expertise is mainly on this laser development. We can tailor made any fiber laser specifications, be it CW or pulsed, and at 1.06 micron or 1.56 micron. I was specifically looking for expertise in this domain. Yeah, just let me turn on the pointer. So this detector and the data acquisition system. In detector front, we have some internal interdepartmental collaboration I'm trying to look into. As I said, I'm very new. I'm just starting it. And since this SPAT kind of detector, which can detect very low photon densities, as because the reflected or the scattered photon densities are going to be very low. In that case, this SPAD, which stands for single photon avalanche detector, they can be made in a different ways, and there are literatures on that also, very recent literatures on using different materials for this kind of avalanche photo detectors. I was looking for some collaboration in this direction. Also in the data acquisition and post processing for the 3D image reconstruction or the ranged image reconstruction. So this is one of the ideas I have in this direction. I may have many more for the call later on. And looking into our expertise, or specifically my expertise, so my expertise covers both numerical simulation and experimentation. In numerical simulations, I do waveguide design, specifically fiber waveguide designs for laser applications or any sort of light guidance applications. Then this tapered fiber bundle based components, that is what one of our team kind of specializes in. Photonic crystal fibers for superconducting generation and other nonlinear application, that is also our team expertise. My core expertise lies in this nonlinear fiber optics and this laser and amplifier design. In nonlinear fiber optics, we do a lot of simulations of mode log lasers, four-way mixing, and other superconducting generation. And also, in case of lasers and amplifier, we design different dissipative dynamics. And very recently, we've also started this AI/ML based optimization of the laser system. So basically, the target is kind of a automated mode log laser system, which can be tuned to different output pulse features based on some machine learning algorithms. So this is kind of our numerical simulation portfolio. In experimentation, which is our main strength, we have this high power multi-kilowatt level fiber laser expertise, beam quality control in high power fiber lasers, nanosecond pulse fiber laser, which is very related to this time of flight LIDAR technology, and also ultra-fast pulse fiber lasers, which is also related to this new and upcoming fiber laser-based LIDAR technologies. So these two directly relates to the first slide where I proposed a certain technique where I'm looking for collaboration on the detector front mostly. And then also there is superconducting generation, and we also do some laser and tissue-based interaction studies. So going a little bit farther on our expertise, so this is exactly what I do. I design lasers based on the balance of all these different elements, cavity elements, or the control the physics of all these elements. So gain, nonlinearity, dispersion, and loss. And I create a perfect balance to get a stable laser with a certain specification. So this one is one of my core expertise. Then also I just give one example what I did in this kind of pulsed fiber laser front that we did. This is one of my PhD thesis work just a few years back, like 2-3 years back, where I made this whole CPF chirp pulse amplified fiber laser ultra fast, which can generate 1064 nanometer uh, central wavelength, sub 300 femtosecond pulses with pulse energies sub microjoule range. Repetition rate is hundreds of 17 megahertz, and pulse width in the range of sub 300 femtosecond. The minimum pulse width, the maximum can go into picoseconds. So this kind of technology is very much useful or can be applied to this ultra fast LIDAR technology. That what exactly I'm planning to do in next few years, or my recent research goal. Uh, I'll just finish up with one technology what we did in last like over 10 years during my PhD also, and in last few years as a project scientist. So we developed one laser. This is not directly related to the proposal, but I'll just show our expertise that we took a TRL1 technology to TRL9 with collaboration with industry. So this is a thulium fiber laser which we developed for this lithotripsy, that is kidney stone breaking, and benign prostate hyperplasia, that is prostate tissue incision. That technology we developed from scratch, and we took it to TRL6 in lab level, and then from TRL6 to TRL9 in collaboration with industry, we made it happen. And now that laser is in multicentric clinical demonstration all over India, and in many places in India, different hospitals. So just with that, I'd like to conclude because it's a flash presentation. I don't go into too much details. So this is more or less our divisional strength. So we work on fiber lasers, specialty fiber fabrications, though it's not my core expertise, microstructure fibers, and also optical sensors. So yeah, thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr.
I'm
Saurav.
open for any sort of questions, any discussion.
Yeah, thank you, Dr. Saurav. We will share your presentation and also your contact details with the other participants so that they can reach out to you if your expertise and your ideas match with their interests as well. Next, I would like to welcome Mr. Shrikant Madhukar Deshmukh, who is a senior scientist at the CSI Central Mechanical Engineering Research Institute. Mr. Shrikant, are you with us? Yes, I can see you here.
Yes. Can I share the presentation?
Yes, please.
Okay. All right. Hope my presentation is visible.
Yes.
Can someone comment? Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So my name is Shrikant Deshmukh. I work here as a senior scientist in Central Mechanical Engineering Research Institute. Prior to working in CMERI, I have had experience working in various private corporates like Schneider Electric, Danfoss Industries, where I have been working on electromechanical product development as well as refrigeration related component development. So I have joined CSIR CMERI in the year 2020, and I have been actively involved in vapor compression refrigeration system. And as all of us know that we are going through a climate change related problems. So one of the major contributor for climate change is usage of HFC refrigerants. So all across the globe, there are many programs going on wherein one of the HFC phase down program is also planned in coming years. So if we phase down HFCs, the existing infrastructure of air conditioners as well as commercial refrigeration systems need to have ramped up with the latest equipments with the compatible refrigerants or future refrigerants. So that's the reason we have taken up this problem, and we propose to develop the components for low global warming potential vapor compression refrigeration system components. So as you know that uh, uh, any vapor compression refrigeration system has four major components. One is evaporator, one is a compressor, one is condenser, and one is expansion valve or throttling device. So the current refrigerants which are being used in this vapor compression refrigeration systems are R32 in air conditioning sector, and majorly R134A in commercial refrigeration system in India. And of course, the equivalents are also being used all across the globe, which has a very high global warming potential number. As you can see, for R32, the global warming potential is 677, and for R134A refrigerant, the global warming potential number is 1300. This global warming potential number belongs to how much how much CO2 these refrigerant can hold, which can lead to rise in the temperatures. So usage of low GWP refrigerants is a need of an hour, and sooner or later all the associations are going to transition towards low GWP refrigerants. So currently, if you see the systems, the major scope of work will be towards developing new components such as refrigeration compressors, heat exchanging devices, and to develop this, we are proposing the project proposal. So we, as per the presentation given by the honorable members of the program, we would be interested, or we would be in search of basically one company who develops one of these components, as well as one of the research institutions or academic institutions from European Union. And we would like to work upon the product development part of this vapor compression refrigeration system. So that's it from my side.
Thank you so much, Mr. Shrikant, and we hope you will find some interested researchers to collaborate with you on this very interesting idea. I would like now to move on to our next presenter, which is Professor Maria Mavroulidou from the London South Bank University in the UK. Professor Mavroulidou, are you with us? Yes. Hello.
Hello, yes, I am with you. Thank you for inviting me today for giving a presentation. So, can I please share my screen?
Yes, please.
Okay. So, can you see my screen?
Not yet.
All right, okay. Um, 1 second. Not yet.
No, but if you like, I can share it from my side. Would that be okay for you?
Yes, I made some small modifications, so that's why. But I don't want to delay everybody. Of course, let me once more.
Mm.
It shows that I'm screen
Yeah,
sharing.
now it's there. Yeah,
Okay. All right. Okay. So, sorry, I'd better
of course.
project. Can you see my
Yeah,
screen now?
now it's perfect.
Okay,
Thank you.
excellent. Excellent. Okay, greetings to the audience in India, Europe, and internationally. My name, as you heard, is Maria Mavroulidou. I'm professor of geotechnics at London South Bank University. And I would like to present today some background of our research, which focuses on innovative cements for ground improvement and concrete. And I would mostly focus on the so-called biocements and alkali activated cements. So as for the, can you still see my screen properly?
Yes, perfect.
Okay, thank you. Yes. So as for biocementation research at the London South Bank University, so which is the production of biomimetic cements, um, so basically harnessing the action of microorganisms to precipitate minerals acting as binding agents for geomaterials. I will mention mostly projects that have been funded or won through the European Commission. So first, it's recently finished project. We had some before. This was Project Nobilis, which was focusing on biocementing problematic soils of the UK railway network, and that was soft soils and organic soils, and also locomotive ash, which was a waste material encountered in all historic embankments in the UK. And this is very problematic because of erosion. And we tried to research on routes other than the most commonly used internationally. And we were targeting CO2 sequestration in addition to biocementing the soil. Ongoing projects that were successful for Marie Curie personal fellowship, but because of non-association of the UK at the time with Horizon Europe, they are currently funded by the UKRI, are Project Cosmic and Biophilic. So Biophilic with Dr. Sumit Joshi as a fellow is aiming at precipitating biophosphate minerals rather than carbonate minerals to enhance the durability of the biocementation. And it is meant to be applied for bioconcrete, so to repair concrete cracks, and also for the biocementation of mine tailings and soils. And it's looking also at waste materials acting as substrates for the processes. Cosmic, on the other hand, is synthesizing carbonate minerals by direct CO2 absorption, and it's targeting ideally captured industrial waste CO2, for example, from cement plants. And again, the application is for soil and mine tailing stabilization and erosion control, and also the production of cementitious building materials, for example, bricks. The formation of the minerals is both done abiotically, but also with the action of microorganisms. Projects that are starting soon are project summits and project magic. Summits is going to look at valorizing and neutralizing before valorizing acid mine drainage, and then stabilize mine tailings and other mining waste are either by alkali activation. So alkali activated cements we are producing here, but also we are going to look in parallel for biocements where we are going to use yet different metabolic processes than those we have already researched. Magic is focusing on concrete, on bioconcrete, self-healing bioconcrete, with a main focus ground engineering applications, so concrete embedded in the ground or for underground structures. Now we have also a ongoing industry-funded research contract on biocementation, and that's by Rumble UK and Network Rail UK. Network Rail are the main owners and operators of the majority of the UK network railway network in England, Wales, and Scotland. And as I said, the project is again on biocementation for problematic materials in railway earthworks and also foundation soils. But this time we are focusing on electrokinetic delivery, so delivering the treatments under the action of an electric potential. And we are targeting to set up a field pilot at the end of this project. So I will finish by mentioning the Naturest Consortium, with whom we have been bidding for Marie Curie doctoral networks. We scored 95.8. And the topic was nature-based solutions for soil and geomaterial remediation and stabilization. The consortium has 6 academic beneficiaries from 6 European countries, and also 13 associate partners from non-academic institutions in 8 different countries, included outside the EU. And as I have mentioned my expertise, I would like also to put forward this idea that we could perhaps be looking at some topic within the area of nature-based solution for soil and geomaterial improvement. Of course, it can't be the same as the DN proposal, because we know that we cannot have double-funded work projects, but there is a lot to be discussed within this area. And at the moment, I'm engaging with Naturest Consortium for possible interest, and I have some positive replies already, and that's to be confirmed, of course. So thank you for your attention, and here are my contact details if you would like to hopefully initiate some collaboration. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Professor Marulidou. And also very interesting to see already what ongoing projects you have under EU funding. And we really hope that, some of our Indian participants will reach out to you after today's webinar. Thank you so much. And
Thank
with that,
you.
thank you. And with that, we move to our next presenter, which is Dr. N. Satish. He's from the CSIR Advanced Materials and Processes Research Institute. Dr. Satish, are you with us? Yes, I can see him.
Good afternoon, Samra.
Yes, good afternoon.
All the panelists and all the viewers. Can you see my slides?
Yes.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon to Landa. I am Dr. N. Satish. I did PhD in physics and basically currently working in additive manufacturing of graphene metal alloys and its composites. We are working in CSIR Advanced Materials and Process Research Institute, which focuses on both materials as well as its processing technique. These are my contact details. So we actually come up with the proposal here. We have a very unique system in the country where actually we have both electron beam as well as the laser beam powder bed fusion technique. So where we have envisaged to manufacture any metals and alloys up to 3,500 degrees. And idea is to put any next generation materials like graphene, MOS to 2D materials, nano oxide, lanthanum, zirconia or MMCs into the manufacturing, so that we will be able to manufacture or make it into the product or component in a very short lead time. So we have demonstrated first time this thing using graphene with the addition into the stainless steel. We have published several good papers in this direction, and we are able to demonstrate why we are able to improve the strength of the stainless steel 4 times with the improvement in the wear and as well as in the surface roughness, and improving in the hardness as well as improvements. We have extensively studied and published in this direction. So with these, actually, we have proposed to make additional new dimension. Basically, it's kind of new materials technology one can make it for the additive manufacturing. Particularly, we are focusing on metals and alloys, where metal 3D printing. We propose to have a new materials technology itself using graphene or any other coding. So we have developed as is demonstrated and extensively studied graphene stainless steel alloy as well as to the aluminum alloy LS8 energy. And we have made data sheets out of that, and which we are currently pursuing for any application development. One where we are also looking for extreme materials technology applications. We have done good publications like Additive Manufacturing, Tribology International, or Journal of Alloys and Compounds. Good journals being published. So as I said, like we are mostly into graphene or 2D materials. Currently, we demonstrated stainless steel with aluminum alloy and graphene. Now we are also into the titanium alloy grade 520C and also Inconel 718 with the graphene composites. We are able to demonstrate the development of these materials. And we are in the studying and also development of the new applications, particularly in systems. So some of the problem we try to address is that, for example, how do we make a microstructure property correlation? How do we make it to the component level uniformity? This is where actually we are able to adjust and get good this thing by adding graphene or 2D material. It's like casting additive or any other technique you can use it. Same way using additive as the graphene or 2D materials, improve the property at the same time 3D printability at to the component level, reproducibility, and so reduce the warpages in this material. We also work on to study this microstructure. Also, we are able to use AI-based analysis or deep learning, or in terms of like reinforcement learning algorithm, multiple analysis, so that we can actually very fast way we can develop a components using this metals or alloys, composite, graphene, or 2D materials. So in this direction, we are in welcome on any collaborations from lower Europe, so that we can take up this materials technology to the component level in aerospace, space, or any extreme materials application. So these are my contact details, and thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Satish, for your presentation and for being with us. Thank you. And we move to our next presenter, which is Dr. T. Kumaraguru, Senior Scientist at the CSIR Indian Institute of Chemical Technology. So, good afternoon, Dr. Kumaraguru, and I see you already put up your slides. Perfect. The floor is yours.
Good afternoon, all. Myself, T. Kumaraguru. I'm working as a senior scientist at the CSIR ICT Hyderabad. Our research area is we are focusing on biocatalysis and biotransformation. So I'm today that because the major issue is like a sustainable process development, and environmental issue is the major problem for the country, global issues. So in that aspect, our team is we are working on utilizing the enzymes for the process development. In that aspect, so my today topic is like I'm going to present about like industrial biocatalysis. So bridging the emerging science, enzyme science with process development of API through biocatalysis. So it is that biocatalysis has two areas. Generally, it's like a production of enzymes and application of enzymes. So our research group is majorly we are focusing on application side. Basically, like using the cutting edge enzyme science like photocatalysis, electrocatalysis for that regeneration. So, but many of the biocatalytic process, there is a demand, but the major issue is cost is the major issues. And the cost and the development, it need for the development for the commercial application. So there is a lot of demand for the stable enzymes, particularly for the process development, using the harsh reaction conditions and solvent, temperature, pH conditions and all. So in that aspect, we are looking for collaboration in the area of protein engineering and computational biology to make the stable enzymes. So that's all from my end, and thank you all. Thank you, sir.
Oh, thank you so much, Dr. Kumaraguru, for your brief presentation and your describing what you have been working on and your expertise. And we move to our next speaker, Ms. Dipanjali Majumdar. However, I'm not able to see her in the attendee list, so probably we won't have a presentation now. Therefore, I would ask Dr. Brahma and Singh from the CSIR National Botanical Research Institute if he could kindly make his presentation now. Dr. Brahma, are you with us? Yes, I can see you.
Yeah, Dr. Samar. Thank you. Thank you so much. So, can I upload my presentation?
Yes, please, sir.
Can you see my presentation?
Yes.
So, this is full mode.
Yes, now it's full mode. Perfect.
So, thank you, everyone. This is Brahma Singh. I'm principal scientist in CSIR National Botanical Research Institute and BRI. So this NBRI is basically very unique research institute. It has the mandate, clear mandate to work on the plants. Not only the higher plant, but this institute is the only institute in the world, you can say, that particular institute is having the research from a lower plant to higher plant. So we explore the several things related to the plant. So we have the mandate where plant-based research touches life through innovation. So we actually find out the innovation in the plant bioresources. So basically this institute is very unique. It has to be a world-class premier institute based on research on plants especially. So this is the have the reputation in the international and national. So this particular institute has the mission undertaking basic and applied research on various aspects of the plants science, including the conservation. We take care of conservation of the plants, not only the higher but lower plants as well as the higher, which are very extinct in terms of the they are going to disappear. So we want actually to conserve them systematically, and we also document the all these plants for the future application or for the information. And we bioprospect these plants not for only the single application. For we actually use these plants for the agriculture applications, for environmental applications, as well as for the health applications. So we do the wide research based on the plant research. So this is the unique institute. So basically my research area is to find out the one molecule from the base. We focus on the underutilized plants which are not in the mainstream of the public, but so this lower plants is having the capacity to produce the number of secondary metabolites which can be have the some biological activity. So basically we are targeting at the NBRI to find out these molecules which are residing in the lower plants. This is a very unique bioresource that is unexplored in terms. So we find out this bioactive molecule which can actually inhibit or suppress the pathogenicity of bacteria. You know that this bacterial infection is the huge problem for the bird, because you know that the antimicrobial resistance is the biggest problem. So every antibiotic after some time they can not actually effective against these bacteria. So can we find out some solution regarding this antibiotic? So these quorum sensing molecules, which is bacteria used to communicate to each other to actually regulate their pathogenicity. So if initial our research has been found out that these particular lower plants has the some bioactive molecule which can actually suppress or inhibit the this quorum sensing molecule of quorum sensing signaling in the bacteria. So these can be a next generation of anti-infective molecule. So we have the very wide resource or the unique resource which actually synthesize the unique molecule which act as a anti-quorum sensing molecule, which can be a part of the new generation antimicrobial. It can be alone as well as in combination with the bactericidal compound. So you know that in the present, basically, these antimicrobial is the combination of antibiotic as well as the beta-lactam inhibitors. Can we use this quorum sensing inhibitor as a part of this new generation, new class of antimicrobial? So we can develop the most effective therapy against these bacteria. So we have the bioresource, very unique bioresource. We have to find out some bacterial quorum sensing inhibitors. So I'm looking partner for this EU to actually they can collaborate with us to combine this antimicrobial compound along with our quorum sensing inhibitor, so we can give the next generation antimicrobial. So recently we have developed one nano system. This is the just demonstration of our recent research. So that nano system we have actually encapsulated with the quorum sensing and a bactericidal compound and coated on the this catheter surface. So this particular nanosystem is very unique. When bacteria colonize this catheter, so this coating can open and first they release the antiquorum sensing molecule. So that antiquorum sensing molecule to sensitize bacteria for the most susceptible by inhibiting the biofilm formation of virulence factor regulation. And then secondly, it can release the bactericidal compound. So they can kill the bacteria very effectively on the catheter for up to 30 days. So this type of research, this is the only for surface medical devices. So I'm looking for this along with the bactericidal with the quorum sensing inhibitor molecules for the next generation antimicrobial with the collaboration of this particularly European Union. So apart from that, because my institute is working on several aspects, so we have the research area for other collaborators for conservation of threatened plant, underutilized plant for bioprospection for several applications for agriculture, environmental, as well as the healthcare. And we also are working on the climate resilient plant for indoor pollution abatement and bioremediation of bioplastics. So several actually research area on the basically research related to the plant bio research. So we have the wide actually expertise on that. So we welcome all the European Union partner to collaborate with this unique institute because we have the unique bioresources and thank. So this is the actually my contact detail. And so thank you, Dr. Samarth and Dr. Bansal, because they have provided this platform to exchange our glimpses of the research which are going in our institute. Thank you so much for this.
Thank you so much, Dr. Brahma, for your presentation. And I just see that Ms. Majumdar had sent in her presentation with audio. She couldn't attend because of traveling issues, so it was colliding with her engagement today. So what I will do, I will just try to see if I can get her slides on, and if not, we will just move on to the next part. But as I have written in the chat, there are still a few minutes left. So if somebody would like to give a ad hoc talk or a pitch now, there would be still a few minutes left before we conclude today's webinar. So if there is somebody, you could just raise your hand right now. We have colleagues from the European Union, but we also have colleagues from India here who might, yeah, I see we have I see Darius Chichon. I would just ask you to give you the opportunity to talk. I think that would be great. So let's just see first with Darius. Could you introduce yourself briefly? And yeah. I hope it works. Yeah, I see here, Darius. Could you?
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes, I don't know how to turn on the camera. Oh, yes, I can also turn on the camera.
Perfect.
Okay. I don't know if you can see me. It is working. So, yes, can I start?
Yes, please, please.
Oh, I don't know if you can see me
We
because
can't see you, but we can hear you perfectly.
okay, so maybe this will be enough. I am from AGH University from Kraków, Poland. So I would like to say a few words about my research. I will send you my presentation, so please distribute this presentation for all the people who are in this meeting. I should prepare that, but I was a little bit ill, so I couldn't prepare that properly. And my research focusing of the city development. So I am searching participants who are also making the research for the city concepts like 50-minute city. We have some research about European middle-sized cities with that topic. Also the smart cities, green cities, and also resistant cities. I had my research already done with Guru Gobind Singh Independent University from New Delhi with Professor Gagandeep Sharma. I think that he will also contact with you with this research because in this project we cannot have the research if I understand it properly with another university from India. But we can take some one of CSR which are available here in this meeting. So my research is to how the city are developing with these ideas, this kind of research. So I am searching somebody who can I invite to Europe to see how these theories are working in the real cities, which are European cities, much smaller than Indian cities, because Indian cities is huge. But especially, I think that we can make a search with 50-minute cities and digital or smart cities, because in this field of studies, we are only trying to understand the districts, not whole city. So we can do research in these topics. The details I will send in my presentation. So please share this presentation for others. Okay.
Sure, sure. Thank you so much, Darius Chichon from Poland,
From
and
Poland.
yeah, we will be happy to share your details and your presentation with the other participants. Thank you so much.
I will also, in this presentation, I will also make a link, put the link to my university, which is
Yeah,
Technical University. We are one of the hugest universities in Poland. So we have lots of research. For example, the participant who was searching somebody from biotechnology. We have very good faculty of biotechnology, of mechanical engineering.
excellent, excellent. Thank you so much. If you could put also that in the chat, your contact,
Yes.
as you were saying. Thank you so much. And we also have Sujata Mandal, who would wanted to do a ad hoc pitch or a talk. Ms. Sujata, could you briefly introduce yourself? And
Yes,
thank
yes.
you.
Good evening. I'm Sujata Mandal from CSIR Central Leather Research Institute, Chennai. So here primarily we work on layer double hydroxide materials and their composites for various types of applications. Right now we are working on the flame retardant chemical. Also we work on different catalyst support for water and wastewater treatment. And also I am looking for some major application for removal of bacteria using layer double hydroxide type material. So we can synthesize this material and have all the expertise of characterizing. I am from Advanced Materials Laboratory and heading the department of Advanced Materials Laboratory. So, with such kind of any collaboration who want to work in this area, may contact. Right now, I don't have presentation, but soon I will share with our expertise area of work with you. Yes, thank you.
Thank you so much, Ms. Sujata. And I would say that with that, we come to the end of today's webinar. And Ms. Sujata, please share your presentation with us. We will be very happy to forward them to all the participants. And I would ask Mr. Pierrick Villon-Achilla,
Hello.
the head of the R&I section at the EU delegation, for the concluding remarks. Pierrick, it has been a very interesting and fruitful events so far. We had some very interesting presentations, but also we had your colleagues from the European Commission, from REA, who were giving an overview about the call. We had, of course, Dr. Rahman, Dr. Mohit, who were presenting the co-funding mechanisms, and it's a very important partnership here under the MSCA. And Pierrick, thank you so much for joining. And kindly, if you could give the closing remarks to the audience. Thank you. We're not able to hear you, Pierrick. At least I'm not able to hear from my side. I don't know, Dr. Mohit?
Is it better now?
We cannot hear. We cannot.
Now we can hear.
Now we can hear
It's
Pierrick.
better now.
Yeah,
Hi.
perfect.
Yes. So thank you, Samrat, and all the colleagues who connected. It's a lunchtime in Europe, and I noted several European were connected. Many Indian colleagues were there. Also, it's one of the first times that we closely work with the CSIR team, and thank you all the colleagues on this partnership, because now there is a co-funding which will help. We will have probably more proposals, but we will have more chance to finance. This is a major difference. I look at the different topics. So this is something that the evaluation panel will look at. Last year, we had a good 22 application, so it's very positive. Probably this time we will have more. In terms, my second message is what we are doing with the CSR is very linked to what the EU globally wants to do. And I am head of the Department for Research and Innovation at the delegation here in New Delhi. What we want to do in terms of industrial needs for cooperation. So you are more on the research part, but you are very close to, I even heard the last presentations, very close to something that is useful on the ground, on innovation. So don't hesitate to have innovative ideas that can go to business or that can continue in longer term research. So those are my two things. We will have more applicants, but we have at the same time more money. And my last comment is that there will be some TTC calls. Let me explain, because it's a little bit jargon. TTC means Tech and Trade Council. So it's an agreement between the European Commission and the government of India to finance specific domains like marine pollution, hydrogen, quantum, semiconductors, AI, with more money even than CSIR, what we are doing with CSIR and here on MSCA. So it will be very relevant that you look at the information that Euraccess, Dr. Samrat and his colleagues are going to put on the website. We are going to announce in 2 weeks a substantial amount of money, about 40 million euros, co-funded between India, MNRE, MOES, and the European Commission. So it might be a way to think also of something else or something additional from what you are going to do. And here I'm speaking for both the Indian colleagues and the European colleagues, because it will be like MSCA, it will be joint programs, joint projects. That's it, Samrat. So all the best for everybody here, all the scientists. It's starting to be quite hot in India. So it's really, we feel the summer looming, but I wish you all the good luck. And if any question, Mr. Samrat is there to help. Euraccess is here to help. We also at the EU delegation, and of course all the CSIR colleagues will help. So thank you and good luck.
Thank you so much, Pierrick, for your concluding remarks, and also already highlighting the upcoming co-funding TTC calls, which are very exciting and very important for both for EU and India. But we're also seeing that how the staff exchanges has gained momentum. We had, a large number of attendees. We had a huge number of registrations, over 350 registered for this event. So it shows there is a very strong interest to collaborate between Europe and India under different kind of research and innovation projects. And as also Dora said, it's the most international program, the MSCA Staff Exchanges. And we're really hoping to see some, fruitful outcomes in the coming weeks. And as Pierrick already mentioned, if there are any questions regarding the call and the co-funding, not only for the MSCA, but also for the TDC, we are very happy to receive your queries here with your access, but also with the EU delegation and the CSIR team. We are here to help you to navigate you through the different processes of the call. But now it's very important for you to find, you have now the opportunity to save this chat. And you can, see all the contacts, all the researchers who have expressed their interest to collaborate. You can, contact them directly. What we will do from our side, we will share the recording and we will share the presentations of the speakers today, and also the links how you can find partners, and also, of course, the links to the different eligibility criteria for this call, and of course, the modalities of the co-funding. With that, I would like to wish everybody a very good late afternoon, early evening in India, and a good lunchtime now in Europe. And thank you so much for joining. Thank you again, Dr. Rama, Dr. Mohit, for all your support, for organizing this event, and of course, Dr. Vivek and Pierrick to join and to support this incentive here. Okay, take care, everyone. Bye.
Bye-bye. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Samrat.
Thank you.
Bye
Thank
bye,
you.
Samrat.
Bye bye.
Bye,
Bye
everybody.
bye,
Bye.
Pierrick. Bye bye, everyone.